The member for Newtown.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. I rise to speak on behalf of the Greens on the Fair Trading Amendment, Ticket Scalping and Gift Cards Bill 2017, a bill that will amend the Fair Trading Act to make changes relating to gift card expiry dates and to the resale of major event tickets, specifically by prohibiting the resale of certain tickets for a profit and any advertising of such a sale, prohibiting the use of software to bypass security measures on ticketing websites, enabling the Minister to require certain events to publicly disclose the number of tickets made available for public sale, and requiring the expiry of gift cards to be no sooner than 3 years. The Greens strongly support the principles of consumer protection, including those for buying tickets to attend major sporting events, entertainment and cultural events. My Greens colleague in the other place, Justin Field, outlined our support and our interests in relation to the ticketing and the scalpers and the bots that are the focus of this bill, and highlighted some of the concerns that we had in relation to whether or not this legislation will achieve the intended purpose, but nonetheless he outlined it, and the Greens were supportive of this bill because it did go to improve some of the things that we believe are crucial to ensuring that people are put first before the interests of those who are trying to seek profit and gain more than what is acceptable through the major sporting events and entertainment and cultural events that this legislation covers. The particular issue that I'd like to focus on today, and I would like to flag with the House that I will be moving an amendment in this place, is in relation to gift cards. The gift cards element of this bill makes an amendment that says that gift cards can expire no sooner than 3 years, and while that is a welcome change, I think a genuine question needs to be asked as to why gift cards would expire at all when we are talking about large retailers and public companies. We know that there are large retailers operating in this state that do not provide an expiry date for their gift cards. And we also know that gift cards can be used in a number of different ways for people to be able to, one, provide gifts to people that they like, but also the ability for gift cards to be used as a way where people are reimbursed for an exchange or a return of goods, and where cash is not provided or able to be provided for some reason. Now, we do not accept in our society the idea of going to an ATM machine and withdrawing cash, that cash has an expiry date and we are required to pay for it or use it in a certain amount of time, or that cash expires. I would imagine there might be quite an uproar if we were proposing the idea of cash being taken out of the ATM having an expiry date. In this instance, what we are talking about is cash being handed over and a gift card being provided in return that would then have an expiry date of 3 years. While it's welcome that that expiry date is extended, it is unclear to the Greens and unclear to us and to many people in the community why something that has a cash value would expire after 3 years. And you might say, oh, well, it's the wacky Greens and they always want to do these things or whatever. But I know the Minister's nodding his head. But I would encourage the Minister to have a Google. I can see he's on his phone. I would encourage the Minister to have a Google at which other large retailing outlets in New South Wales and Australia are actually offering expiry-free gift cards, because it's not just the wacky Greens that believe, you know, when you buy something worth cash and you get a gift card to the value of that cash, that you actually should have access to the cash. I mean, really, it's not that controversial a decision, but it's not just us that are doing it, and it's clear from the large retail operators that this is possible, because there are some of them that are doing it right now. Now, what we need to look at here is the issue of the pressures on everyday people that are using gift cards. Now, I asked the Minister to Google, but I didn't ask him to play a YouTube clip. We don't need to see the ad for the large retailers, Minister.
Minister, now, if you could refrain from YouTube, that would be great.
I was just looking at the Greens video.
I'm sure you're
checking out how wacky that is.
Thank you. I don't acknowledge that interjection. So, what we would like to do is put an amendment here that would actually reflect how people use gift cards. We know that people give gift cards at a time of year. You might get one from your grandma, you might get one from your auntie, you might get one from a whole range of people. Maybe it's a end of year work present from an employer. what you'll get is you'll get this gift card and it will sit there, and everyone has had the experience. It sits in your wallet, or you sit it on the little jar where you put your keys by the door, or you sit it somewhere and you go, oh yeah, I'm going to go to that shop, or I'm going to log online and I'm going to use it, I'm going to buy it. In my case, they can sit there for a while, and I can tell you if I looked in my wallet now, I would certainly have an expired gift card or two. Now that is one kind of instance, and in those cases they tend to be small amounts. It might be sort of $20, $50, $100 that would allow you to be able to then go and get this gift. Now those things are significant, and obviously there are a whole lot of people. I mean, we know that actually if we look at it, New South Wales consumers are losing up to $60 million each year on expired gift cards. But there are also the instances, and this is the key why we don't want these gift cards to expire, where in actual fact people are taking goods back to a shop, and for one reason or another, the shop, the major retailer outlet, is providing a gift card instead of returning the cash or putting the cash back onto that consumer's credit card. In my case, and I give you the example, it was a week out from the 28th of March 2015. People in this house might recall that date quite well. Someone said to me, what are you going to wear on election night? Now, members in this place might recall that the new seat of Newtown was a brand new seat. In that seat, we didn't know who was going to win. A poll had just come out to say, reach-tell polls, never trust them, reach-tell poll had just come out to say the member for Newtown was going to lose. We were going to lose the seat of Newtown by at least 10%. I can hear people on the other side expressing disappointment that that reach-tell poll was not correct. However,
I'm actually more interested in knowing what you were going to wear.
exactly, the story goes on. So, when you get a reach-tell poll that tells you you're going to lose the seat by 10%, you do not think, right, I am going to spend the day shopping. You think, I am going to spend the day on the phone, or door knocking, or talking to voters. That is a reasonable thing to do at that point when you get reach-tell poll. But someone else, with a bit of a vision to what might happen on the night of election night, said, we really need to think about this. In comes my sister. My sister is a lovely person. She offers to go to a shop and buy me multiple sizes of multiple things that I might like to wear, to bring me to be able to try on. Now, the reason I tell you this story is because it is important. So she spent an excessive amount of money than what we would ever have sort of spent in one shot at a time in this bizarre set of circumstances. When I went to return those outfits after the election,
Minister.
when I went to return these to the shop, my sister had purchased them, and this is the key. I returned the goods back to this shop. Because my sister had purchased them on a card, they could not be put back onto her credit card. And so the shop said, can I give you a gift card in return? They provided me with a gift card that had an expiry date. That expired. I didn't realise it had an expiry date because in my head it was an issue of cash. I then rang the company. They said, no, I'm sorry, we can't honour it. It was a $500 gift card. It's a significant amount of money. It's a significant amount of money. I went back to that company and they said, no, sorry, it's expired. They literally said, you cannot have this returned. I thought this was unacceptable. And so I went through the process. They eventually, after much advocacy and speaking to a very, very senior person in the company, they agreed to send me a new gift card. Your average person that might not be a representative in this place wouldn't have pushed them back that hard and wouldn't have advocated and would have lost their $500. Now, it is unacceptable in a situation where I return the goods. I don't own the goods. They could have put the cash back into the credit card. Because of the way that they work, they said, here's a gift card instead. How many retail outlets are making money through this process because you don't have the right ATM card with you for the money to go back in? They say, I can't give you cash. We'll give you this gift card. It's just as good. But it's not just as good as cash, because they keep it. After 3 years, they keep it. Now, the last thing we need to be doing in this place, or in any place in this country or this state, is actually providing more boosts and more profits to big retailers. People are doing it tough. A $20 gift card, a $50 gift card, a $100 gift card, a $500 gift card should never just be handed back as cash to a big retailer. It is the individual's gift. They were given it as a gift. It is their money. They own it. The idea that we just say there is an expiry and at some point down the line a large retailer can put it on their bottom line and count as a profit is completely unacceptable. That is why the Greens will be moving an amendment to this legislation to say that instead of expiring after 3 years, which is obviously a welcome change, we don't think it should expire. When you go to an ATM and you take out money, the money does not have an expiry date and neither should a gift card.
I think